video is brought to you by my patrons and by viewers like you. Greetings, groovy people. Welcome to Blue Dragon Art. On this channel, I like to babble about a variety of indie art and comic-related topics. Stuff that either interests me or caught my eye, and of course also projects that I'm working on. So, I personally work on comics myself. They are not the most profound, and I'm certainly still a novice, but I've learned a lot over the years, and even in my own way have grown and improved. Some of you out there know that I've been working on a lifelong comic project called Dark Horse. Fall 2024, Chapter 13 drew to a close, and I've taken some time off in between acts to work on Chapter 14, Looking Glass. As background, Dark Horse is a post-apocalyptic magical girl fantasy set in the US Pacific Northwest. I have lots of videos talking in depth about the series, playlist is down in the description. What I want to take a moment to talk about today is coming back from hiatus, some of my process, and a bit of what's to come in Act 14, Looking Glass. I'm going to say that probably one more time in this video. I can't remember, I actually scripted this, believe it or not. So, spoilers, I guess, for the story thus far, and if you'd like to read it first, there's also links to that in the description. I have my own primary website, but I also have it on Tapas, and on Comic Fury, and even on Webtoon. I've got it all over the damn place, so you can read it first if you like. Okay, so I have, as I've said a few times, lots of projects that I'm juggling. So, as a way to get time to work on each chapter of Dark Horse and not really feel as rushed, I've often opted to take small breaks or hiatuses in between Dark Horse chapters. Part of my process, even before the act ends, is to start reading my script for the upcoming chapter. I like to do this to help 1. Familiarize myself with the story progression, 2. Pump myself up for the next chapter, 3. Review if there's stuff that I've changed in the previous chapters that needs to be updated in what I wrote fucking years ago, in some cases decades ago, and also 4. To kind of see if there's anything that I want to add to the chapter, or see if I can shorten it up a little bit and make things a little bit more efficient, fix a bit of the storytelling, at least in my eyes. Once I've read the script a few times, I sit down to begin thumbnailing pages. I do include thumbnails in my scripts, but that's often just to kind of give me some guidance for when I start creating more detailed, better fleshed out thumbnails. They're just scribbles. Sometimes they'll have circles for heads. I have letters on faces and shit. I'll maybe flash up what my horrible scripts look like. They're very illegible. As I work on the thumbnails, I try to keep track of the page numbers and which facing side a page will be on, either the left or the right. The reason for that is because I will be printing the story in the future at some point, and knowing where each page lands, whether it's on the left-facing page or the right-facing page, is important for things like double-page spreads. Once I get either the whole act or a goodly chunk thumbnailed, I begin the sketching process. One thing I consider as I begin sketching is that I don't have to be married to the thumbnail. If I don't like the thumbnail, or if I think I could enhance a page by changing it up, I will. And that's what happened immediately at the beginning of Looking Glass. When I'm not happy with the thumbnail or the writing, I often will start to rework the pages in my sketchbook and just kind of go from there. Essentially, I give myself the flexibility of making changes even to the thumbnails in case I think that I can do something better, or if I was reflecting on the story and came up with something and thought, oh, I need to make sure that I address this, or, maybe I could take this out, or I just really think this is an ugly fucking page. You know what I'm saying? I give myself the freedom to make those changes if I wasn't feeling super inspired at the time of making the thumbnails from the scripts. I've done a billion, trillion, million videos. I know that's not in the right order. I don't care. But I've done an awful lot of fucking videos talking about my inking process and my wonky ass way of digitally screen toning. I've talked about coloring before, so I'm going to spare y'all that. Once I have the sketches done, I move on to the inking, and then I either color or screen tone it. Boom. That's essentially what I do. That's the order in which I do things. And then I upload it onto my websites. So that's the general process that I undertake when I'm working on a comic. I want to round out this video by disclosing a few goals that I have with this chapter. If you've been reading Dark Horse, you may have noticed that last act was called Forging the Path Part 1. I kind of tagged the Part 1 on a little bit later because I decided that the chapter was getting too long, and I also wanted to have a little break in between so that we could kind of get to know the characters a little bit more. I mean, I know I'm 14 chapters in, but we will return with Part 2 of Forging the Path very soon. But as I was kind of trying to get at, in Act 14, this is a chance for both us and the characters to finally take a moment and have a little bit of reflection on all of the events that have come to pass, because realistically, everything for the characters in the story has been going boom, boom, boom. If I show you the timeline of events, you can see that all of this has been happening pretty fucking quickly in succession, each event. So I wanted to give the characters a fucking second to sit down and have a breather and think about all of the fucked up shit that's been happening to them. It's also a way for me to take time to show the readers a little bit of the Fae and human resistance against the demon Kasima's reign, and showing the world a little bit without like having to exposit shit. Instead of like talking about it, showing the characters actually existing and seeing things within the world. I really want us to have that chance to get into the characters' minds a bit. So this chapter is going to give each character some time with us readers to kind of see their own personal thoughts and how they're processing and digesting what's been going on and the world around them in what is their future. So that's all that I have to say today. I do have a video coming up that's going to be a vlog. It's going to be much shorter than last year's video. I don't know when I'm going to have it finished editing. I fucked up with the camera. I have a new camera, and I accidentally had it set in a mode that was not picking up the audio for the entire time, which actually might be good because I kind of fucking babble at the camera. So I'll be able to cut out a lot of those long fucking instances, and I'm going to try to make it a lot shorter than last year's 8 days a week video. Whether or not that's going to be the next one that post, I'm not entirely sure. Everything has been really busy with my class and with all the reading that I had to do, and current events and all kinds of fucking shit going on, and plus 2 comics going at the same time. I'm just really, really fucking busy right now. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the next one, but you can expect another video to post on this channel on March 12th. So in 2 weeks, March 12th. And then the other video is going to be on March 26th. So I'm trying to keep just 2 videos in a month. Okay, wow, I kind of flew through this, but I didn't really feel like I needed to dwell deeply on this, especially since most of the people out there that are watching this are probably not reading Dark Horse. However, the benefit of maybe watching this video, maybe I should have put this at the beginning of the video, but it's to just kind of give you guys an idea of how I work and what my process is, so that maybe if y'all are trying new things and wanting to try to work on your own comics, maybe you can take an idea from me that's been working for me and try it out yourself. I don't know, sometimes it's fun seeing what other people are doing and how they work on shit. It sometimes inspires me. Like, I watch Sia Ohm and I watch like other independent comicers as they work on stuff or as they talk about things that they work on. So I don't know if this helped. That's fan-fucking-tastic. If it didn't, I hope it was at least interesting or entertaining. I think that's all I've got to say this time. So I won't tarry any longer. Peace and love, fare you well, and keep on trucking.